Hello everyone and welcome to another character theory. Today's character theory, we got 4 more characters to go over. Let's get into it. First we got the interesting character of, I would like to just call him Ben for better terms, because this guy's name, I messed him up, ain't gonna lie. He's an enhanced human animatronic that can turn into any alien. So, that's interesting, isn't it? It also depends on what you define as an alien. Does it mean like the abnormal? What do you mean by alien? Because he's not human. Does that mean that he can transform into an alien? A human? He just looks like an animatronic. How far are we going with this, right? Could he just not turn into himself? Could he not turn into any animatronics? Could he turn into a human? All questions that I have no answer to because I haven't really worked with the character that much. All I know is that he can transform. That's it. I mean, he was practically made to transform. Now let's look at the design real quick, huh? So here he's carrying this green orb of energy. Maybe that's his unique way of transforming, right? He summons in like this ball of energy, then he crushes it into his hands, and then all of a sudden he transforms into someone else. I mean, I'm just spitballing ideas here. That could also be interesting on the page. But anyways, we gotta look at his attire real quick. He looks a bit more serious. And he looks serious, right? With his grayish or with tints of green hair. And his coat, I really like that. And I feel like he gives off that serious energy, right? But he can be kind when he wants to. He can be lighthearted when he wants to. Anyways, that's all I got from the design standpoint. So let's go into interactions. Alright. Mr. Purple reporting for duty. Your master's son. Okay, that already says a lot, so let's go back, because we're not talking about any of the purples. They already have enough lore. Your master's son. So, already, he feels like he worships his Yakimo Purple rather than anything. And he's not even trying to hide it. Maybe this is something that he hides, but we don't know, alright? So let's go into the next one. Not much I can get from that, I'll be honest. Aren't you tired of living in the shadows with your brothers? I'm a soldier. I don't really want to be dispatched more. Hold on. Your master. What's going on here? Aren't you tired of living in the shadows with your brothers? I'm a soldier. I don't really want to be dispatched more, so no thanks. Aren't you tired of living in the shadows with your brothers? I'm a soldier. I don't really want to be dispatched more, so this is not making my job easier. Let's go for the first part. Aren't you tired of being in the shadows with your brothers? So brothers could mean the other animatronics. So maybe he's not taken as seriously as the others, and that's what made him really dive into this facade of being a cultist for the Javelin purple. And run that back to me. What was that last line? I'm a soldier. I don't really want to be dispatched more, so no thanks. I'm a soldier. I don't really want to be dispatched more, no thanks. Again, that's an alternate, so it doesn't really work out that much, but maybe there's a hint. Hold on, maybe there's a tint of him that doesn't want to do this anymore, that's tired of being who he is, but he has to follow orders like a soldier. Anyways, I think let's go into the next one, shall we? We shall. Take your seat, because we're going to be here till the end. I would rather die. Take your seat, because we are going to be here until the end. Wow, I don't know what I was doing with this. Take your seat, because we're going to be here. I didn't say be here, I said be till the end. That was grammar. That's interesting. I don't know what that means. Maybe it means I mean, of course there's the weak theory. It's not weak, it's just boring theory of him realizing that he is an animatronic. He can't die by normal means, like old age. So he's stuck here until the end. And part of him would rather die than do that. But I want this to be a bit more organic, because that seems a bit more cliche now that I have so many depressed characters for good reason, for one reason or another. But it does take away from the experience of having an animatronic being I mean, there's not that many depressed animatronics, so it could work, but it's weak at best. So Take your seat, cause we're going to be here till the end. So, my theory is, what if this is like a torture sequence of himself, right? He is telling himself that he is going to be here until the end, until he accepts this fate. And another part of him would rather die than do that. Let's hear the tone of the voices. Take your seat, because we're going to be here till the end. I would rather die. Okay, so this one seems a bit more calm and collected. This one seems reasonable. They're the ones that are willing to wait this out. They're the part of him that wants, that realizes that he needs to do this, that he was built to do this. But a small glimmering essence is stopping him from fully committing to it, and that is, take your seat, because we're gonna be here till the end. I would rather die. But hey, that's just a theory. Anyways, that's one character down, finally. Mr. Joe. I really hate this character, but I don't really hate him. Of course, I don't hate any of them, but it's, I don't know. It's complicated. Let me go to Joe. So, he's the sort of snarky one. So in this apocalypse, right, there's this elf sort of apocalypse in the world that we are living in. He's the edgy one. He's a good martial artist. Physically stronger than Fanya. He's the one that sort of comes up with the plans to kill the beast. He's kind of a strategist, if you will. He hates to admit that whenever he's wrong, he has that special javelin that was made for him from the blacksmith. So I think there should be, yes, he's snarky, but maybe he hates himself for being snarky. He hates himself for being who he is. And he wants to be better. He thought that this would be the chance to prove that he was better, to prove to himself mainly, but to really get that stepping stone up, to like walk across the stepping stone and ascend into something better than himself. And I feel like we can all relate to that, right? We can all relate to wanting to be better sometimes. But of course, nothing always works out, and this actually does the opposite. It kind of worsens the situation, worsens him. So he takes that out on everyone else. I mean, that's the theory, But it feels like that's been done already, right? Of course, it hasn't been done in a apocalypse of elves, but sometimes you wanna, stray away. Like, if you're gonna keep the concept original, why not try to make the characters original, So, this is interesting because I haven't really thought that much of this guy. I haven't thought of many, to be honest, but this is a peculiar case. I am going to say that I'm not sure. Yeah, for once I'm not sure. Maybe he... I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. All the ideas that I have been done before. And not just in this universe and other universes I made before, so I'm not sure how to keep this guy unique. It's not really a theory here, is there? Yeah. I'll come back to this guy. How about that? Mr. Saberlos. This guy's actually gonna be in one of the first official works that I make. There we go. Alright, so Mr. Saberlos is a historian that knows everything about this town's history. Also a little about the artifact warriors, but he hates his job, so he hates how he's so good at it. And he keeps his job secret because he thinks it's nerdy and embarrassing. I haven't really explored that much. He touched upon his insecurities about his job. While he does have insecurities about his job, he feels like it's his purpose, right? So I guess there's a mixture of insecurity, yet somewhat pride, if that makes sense. He's prideful about being the one, like the author, right? This author that knows about, he doesn't know, his ambitions are, it's not really ambitious, it's to the point. It's pushing the limits of ambition. That's what he's doing with his goal of being the one that writes about every single historical event puts it all in one book for everyone to read. A recap, if you will, made by him. I mean, I don't think he's gonna get there. He's always gonna talk about how he likes his job, right? But he can do so much more because he knows so much, right? He can make so much more. He literally learned from the greatest minds that ever existed. In this world, alright? This sounds like a copy of Stamina, huh? Now that I look at it, kinda does. Because, well, he's not really, well, he's learning, He's not, is he learning? I guess what a better use of it, he's researching, right? He's researching with deeper purpose. He's researching to write and to accomplish his goal. His knowledge isn't the goal. He just needs it to complete the goal, if that makes sense. Him being the author and him actually doing that is the goal. Although he can do many bigger and better things than that. Do I have any? I don't think I have that many about him. Because he's in my stories and he actually plays a more significant role. The Distant Library, for example, is a sort of place that he creates using the Overlord's armor. Using a piece of the Overlord's armor. And though it was it's hard to find an end to it, right? So he pretty much made this infinite space. He has this sort of like dream world where he can create anything and do whatever, but yet he still remains a historian. He doesn't just sit there in his dream world. So I feel like that's really telling of who he is and how he's not even ambitious anymore. He's beyond ambitious. He sees it as righteous. JW. Alright, I have some stuff to say about you. So this one is interesting. He is the god of Universe 1. So canonically, there were 3 universes that a true god made, and the universe where this is Universe 1. And I think there's like going to be one where there's heaven, there's the nethers, and there's the overworld. And they're gonna be revamped, right? They're gonna be reimagined, reinterpreted by the multiversal trinity that were made to expand at least they think that they were made to expand the multiverse. So not only did they redesign the multiverse into, the multiverse one by one, and as how you can see it now, they made more universes to add to the multiverse. JW, on the other hand, well, so what does that make? JW, that makes him a fraud. That makes him a fake god, if that makes sense. Although many people think he's, well, God, he's not. He is and I think that can be interesting, right? Even though I haven't written a lot about this guy, and probably don't have a single video about him. I do. I do. Oh, yes, he has his... Okay, so there's... So he has his counterpart, Evil, as his sort of rival. But he's not a real god, and he's not the real devil. They took on these personas, if that makes sense. Canonically. I mean, that's just a theory, right? The multiversal trinity is the sort of powerfulest beings within the multiverse right now because of the true God's sacrifice, if that makes sense. Well, it's not really a sacrifice. They just turned into everything, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It'll be explained later. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. And yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.